Well, as we're moving into the new year of 2023, in case you didn't know, our council is also busy looking at what our priorities and the things that we're going to be doing throughout the coming years. And part of that is their Vision 2037. Within that vision, there's a program called Housing for All. And that leads us to our guest today, Juliana Kitten, who is our new Assistant City Manager with the City of Greeley, who is looking exactly in that topic of Housing for All. Juliana, great to have you here today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right, so I know some of these details, but we want to make sure that our community and our viewers know kind of what's happening and about this new department and new area that you're building. And so let's introduce folks to that and to you as well.
Absolutely.
And what's going to be happening in Greeley over the coming months.
Okay.
Give us a taste.
You bet. Hi, everybody. So glad to be here. Greeley's been a great community. Absolutely. Just in the 3 months I've been here, I'm so grateful, so grateful. And what we're doing is, so it is going to be, my focus is homelessness and more broadly housing at all different levels along the continuum. But because there is such great concern and a bit of an emergency and sense of urgency, certainly about the homelessness issue happening, that is my first priority. And that is my background. I've worked in that field for over 20 years, and I was very, very fortunate to have a unique experience that I worked for the man who created the evidence-based practice called Housing First, which is what's been endorsed by HUD, and that is what the VA has used to reduce homelessness. And they just came out with a report 2 weeks ago. They have reduced veteran homelessness again by 11% because of utilizing that model. The hard thing is often the model has been diluted and people have thought of it as housing only, when really the real work starts after someone gets into housing, and you have to provide very intensive services so that they remain housed.
Right.
And so that is what I had presented to our city manager, Mr. Lee, as well as council. And you know, I know that this is kind of a big leap and it's a bit of a change, but they've really heard the citizens say somebody needs to be doing something more than what's currently happening.
Exactly.
So we are going to start a team, and it's a small team. We're going to serve 35 people. The people we're focused on with this team are folks who have experienced the greatest number of years homeless and also have the most complex needs, which often means they have the greatest contact with police, with fire, hospital stays, and we will be collecting data so that we can show, especially if we do it right, and I have every intention that we will do
it right.
perfect.
Yes.
So, well, it won't be perfect, but
that's our goal.
yes, absolutely, always. And so we'll be able to show the pre-housing, the number of visits that they've had, the expenses that cost to the community, and then post-housing with the really intensive supports, that they won't be involved with those kind of crisis activities. And the hope is to really actually help them get involved with primary care, mental health, substance abuse services. Because we do know that people who've experienced chronic homelessness and severe mental illness will die 25 years before their peers who have not experienced that. So that is the goal. We're just at the beginning of it.
Yep.
And so we're going to now start in January. We'll be looking to hire the team. It'll be a team leader and 3 case managers. That's the phase 1. And then we will be adding on to that. And then providing rental subsidy as well, because that's the biggest piece. We've got to make sure we can get someone in. We will also be working and outreaching to the community, to our landlords. And so this team isn't just working with the clients. They are working with the landlord. They are working with the neighbors. They're on call, and we provide that number to the neighbors, to the landlord, because they're a great help to us. So that's kind of the big picture at this point.
Well, that's a lot, and I know that you've been super busy. In the time we have remaining, I wanted to also mention an opportunity for our residents that's coming up, and that is the point in time count. You mentioned that data earlier. This is another way that we gather that data and who's out there, who's needing services, and just kind of get a count so we can decide where those resources are going to go. And that's coming up this month in January as well.
January 25th. And I ask you all, if you have any interest or desire to either know more or be more involved, please come out. work with us. You will be paired up. It doesn't matter if you've never done anything related to social services. You'll be paired up with a person like me or one of our Greeley police officers. And it's a 24-hour count that all communities do across the country if you receive any dollars from HUD. And you just do a brief survey. The reason it's so important is we must know, we must have great data, so we're making informed choices about interventions.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. There really is a lot. And the main thing I want to make sure that we mention is that there's a couple ways that you can get involved. You can do as what Juliana talked about, actually going out and talking to our clients, or you can also donate because sometimes they're looking for hand warmers, mittens, socks. There's going to be so much information that's going to be coming out. So make sure that you're checking out social media, website, and all of that. Juliana, thank you so much for being here today, and we look forward to hearing more from you on our homeless system.
Very excited about all of this.
Awesome. All right. Well, for more details and to stay informed on what's happening around Greeley, make sure you head on over to greeleygov.com/homeless and housing services.